Hey there, it's Lauren. Thank you so much for joining me. I am doing my August favorites today, so let's get into it. And I am going to start with a couple of skincare items that I have been reaching for. They are newer items, so definitely need a bit more testing, but I have really enjoyed the results I've seen so far. The first one is the Dottir Elixir of Minerals. This was in a haul video that I did a few weeks back. This is a brand. It has an Icelandic name. It has sort of like emphasis on kind of ingredients that are found there, but I believe it is a California-based brand, and it is definitely more of a luxurious priced brand, not necessarily the most cost-effective kind of brand, but I have really enjoyed this guy. So the Elixir of Minerals is kind of like the moisturizer in the line. Even though, as you can see, it is a very watery texture. It's very thin, almost a little jelly feeling, but very, very watery. Even though it is quite thin seeming, it does a lot. It is extraordinarily moisturizing and very unique in how moisturizing actually it is from the texture that you would just kind of assume it wouldn't do as much. This has actually a rather sort of limited ingredients list. It has zinc in it, and I think it has sea kelp along with glycerin and a few other items. And this has been just absolutely wonderful to use in the morning, especially for prepping my skin for makeup and when I want to do a very, very small routine. There's a few items recently that even the one I'm going to talk about next, that if I'm not really in the mood to do more than just like a couple of steps, this has been one of those items that I have been reaching for to do that, as well as like that plum oil I've talked about a lot, and some of the lip botanical items. But this has been wonderful in the morning because not only is it very hydrating, it is firming, it is anti-inflammatory, and it is very plumping. So it gives this wonderful plumpness to the skin, and it gives this really beautiful canvas to apply makeup after. It's like bouncy skin that's very hydrated, but with like a tiny bit of tackiness, but in no way sticky. So really enjoyed this stuff. Very, very lovely. Well, of course, you know, I always say this after I say stuff that is relatively new. I will update, as well as I will continue to update on this guy, which is also newer. This is the Farmacy Honeymoon Glow. This was sent to me from Farmacy, and it is their newest launch, and it is an AHA resurfacing treatment. It is a blend of different acids. It has glycolic, it has lactic, I think it has a couple of others, as well as some different enzymes that give exfoliation, and it also has hyaluronic acid in it, and their patented echinacea green honey, so the very antioxidant rich strain that they have, and then the honey, which in itself is like very healing and like antibacterial. But I have really enjoyed this, that I have used it so far. I'm like losing my train of thought left and right here today. But this is a nighttime treatment, and I've only been using this every like so few days because it is rather tingly and a rather potent amount of resurfacing percentage that it has in it. It gives very glowy skin the following day, as well as rather plump. I think because of the hyaluronic acid and the various acids in there, that it's really nice to put on and then layer over top some different moisturizers and oils, so they really kind of like sink in, and this helps drag that in there. So I've really enjoyed this, so thank you Farmacy for sending that to me. In terms of a body love, this is the Olive & M Shimmer Glow body oil. It's a new release from them. This I got via Palm BFF, which is like kind of similar to Octoly, but you still like you pay a little bit, you like get products kind of like at a discount to try. So this was the first item that I picked up via them, so kind of a PR sample, but also I did spend money on it. Regardless, I've really enjoyed it. Olive & M, all of their products are like based in olive oil, hence the name, which is very, you know, very moisturizing. It's got like, you know, squalene comes from olive oil, you know, if it's the vegetable-based one. So very like akin to skin. So it has a very warm toned glow to it. And the particles, the shimmer particles aren't like too thick, but it does give just like a nice reflect to the skin. So it's been really nice on days that I've wanted to wear like sleeveless kind of things, or like dresses, stuff like that, where I'm showing a little bit of something. And it's quite moisturizing, the formula, and it has like a very warm floral kind of musty scent that does have like a little bit of like kind of fruity, not fruity, but like citrus floral notes kind of mixed in. So like jasmine, I think there's some, I'm not sure if it's patchouli, but there is something very like warm and woody, kind of musky in there, as well as like kind of like gardenia-esque-ness to it. So I've enjoyed that. It's been fun to try a newer brand to me. And I also got a face oil from there, but I haven't really tried that out yet because, you know, I try and not do too many new things onto my face at once if I can help it. I have actually a nail polish love. This is the Oribe Green Envy nail polish. It is probably like the most beautiful looking nail polish I have ever seen. I'm wearing it today, although my nails are like super beat up from, I was scrubbing the shower today and I did a giant load of dishes. I don't have a dishwasher, so it's all by hand. So I kind of destroyed my nails via doing those two things today. But regardless, this is pretty decently long lasting for someone like me who is very heavy and hard on their hands and destroys their nails very easily. This has been nice. Definitely a pricey thing. This was actually a birthday gift. My birthday was this past month. So this was a little birthday gift from my husband. I had like been on a hunt ever since I got like that Chanel green nail polish a while ago. I just was like, oh, what other cool green nail polishes are out there? And I'd like favorited this or like put it somewhere via like my Amazon shopping cart. And that turned into a birthday gift that he saw from like the feed of things. Anyways, so this has been really nice wearing it now. It's like a really beautiful dark green, very fits in with like the jungle behind me. And then this was actually a birthday gift to myself. This is Diptyque's Philosykos. I always kind of butcher how to say that, but it's almost become like a little ritual on my birthday to go into a Diptyque store and get a version of this scent in a different form. It's turned into a tradition, because I know, I don't know if every Diptyque store does this, but the one that is on Larchmont here in Los Angeles, you get a free birthday candle, like one of the minis. I don't really know how I learned about that, but I just started going in around then and claiming my birthday candle, but at the same time like treating myself. I started out getting the rollerball, and then last year I got the spritz, and then this year I got the solid perfume, which is so stinking beautiful. I love solid perfume, so it's kind of surprising that this is the one I got now instead of at the beginning, but it has such a gorgeous packaging, super duper heavy. So not necessarily a travel friendly thing, because this is like sturdy metal, but absolutely beautiful. Kind of like a keepsake item. I think it would be kind of fun if this was something that like I used all up to then like make my own version and like refill it, kind of thing. I always enjoy using those sort of things like that. But little gift to myself, and also if you have a Diptyque near you, check and see if they do the free birthday candle, because that's always nice to get. You know, those things are like $35, so it's always cool to get the free version. And then this guy I made a video about recently. This is the Hourglass Scattered Light Glitter Eyeshadow in Smoke. I seem to get into a habit of like one kind of glitter or shimmer, usually a single, and then that is like my staple thing. Even if the rest of the shadow and look kind of changes, whatever I use, there's like a single that becomes very like the focal point. I think last month or before I got this, I was really into the Charlotte Tilbury Marie Antoinette Eyes to Mesmerize, and then I had a long moment with some things from Touch and Soul and from e.l.f. and from Natasha Denona, just kind of like a thing I get into. So this one, the one right now is this guy, the Hourglass Scattered Light and Smoke. I know these are like everywhere right now. Hourglass in general is a brand, it's kind of everywhere. Definitely, I think, you know, maybe they're up and up on their marketing, but they've also just had like a string of really great releases, and they kind of only release like a couple of things at a time, which always makes me like take more note in a brand when they aren't just dumping a bunch of stuff at once, when it's just like a couple of things. It's almost like when you go into a restaurant and you see a menu and it's a very small menu, you're like, okay, like I trust that most of the food here is gonna be delicious because it's very thought out, it's very curated. Versus you go into a place and you're like, you know, you're given like an encyclopedia worth of food. It gets like very lost of like, okay, well what do you do that's good? Could be nothing. Anyways, long analogy. Been consistently impressed with Hourglass. These are beautiful. It is a really beautiful type of shimmer, especially if you have more textured eyelids, if you have any sort of like maybe wrinkles or skin tags or milia or anything in sort of that area that you deal with, and you kind of have a harder time with certain shimmers. This might be a really flattering guy to test out. And also it kind of like in a way reflects away from the various dudes that I have on my eyelid because of that. So love this. And because I am very prone to buying makeup and skincare and clothes and just stuff, I, you know, definitely enjoy purchasing things. I am trying to make more of like a conscious choice, or just like a conscious effort really, to focus in on some older things and bring them back out, kind of rediscover, shop my stash in a way. So 2 items that I've been really loving that are older loves, or just like older products of mine that I've been really kind of focusing on using and enjoying this last month are these guys. So the first one is this, actually it's a mini of the Algenist Reveal Luminizing Drops. Algenist has like, you know, it's a skincare brand, but they seem to have like a few beauty items, and they all kind of launched about 2 years ago. I got this and the golden one. This is the Rosé one. These minis, it was like a holiday mini set. I got 2 Christmases ago, and I really fell in love with this one. It's still really potent. I really like getting highlighters as minis because it's something that if I want quite a few different options of, they're also something that I find I keep for a really long time. So having minis is really great. So this has such a beautiful lavender kind of pearlescence, very skin-like, but also the Algenist kind of makeup related items have a lot of skincare benefits in them. Very beautiful, reflect, kind of can be like mixed in. You can build it up, but it's definitely more of like a natural glow. And then the other one is this guy. It is the Marc Jacobs Air Blush in Flesh and Fantasy. I don't know if you guys remember these. These were just also, I'd say like 2 or so years ago, these were like the shiz. These were everywhere. Everybody was raving about them. And then now they've just kind of like fallen back as, you know, just like things happen with newer releases. It really works well for both cool toned and warm toned looks, as well as being like a really good tie-in blush for more like bolder eye or lip looks. So if you don't want to like go too heavy, just a really beautiful nude. It's got, you know, the shimmer sort of particles throughout, so it's like a mix of both like highlight and blush, but I've always just like mixed them together. So just a very natural lit within kind of a vibe that it gives. And yeah, just kind of a classic now, which is strange. You know, these are only like 2, maybe 3 years old. Maybe I'm not remembering correctly when they came out, but I kind of, they were such a hot hot item, and they're still super awesome and love them. Very, very, very much love most of the Marc Jacobs items that I've picked up over the years. They've kind of like stood the test of time, and things that I still continuously reach for. You know, sometimes you'll get like a newer item, you'll use it up, and then it just kind of like falls to the back. This guy kind of just like keeps circling back, as well as the other Marc Jacobs products. Anyways, that wraps up my beauty loves for this past month. I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, like, subscribe, all that stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.